Here we are on day 5.
People, not profits. People, not profits. People, not profits.
And the people are tired of being poor.
Have you seen the creation? Can I like write it out? I want to go to like the Rival Mini Golf. The Rival Mini Golf on the ice skate.
There's also David, we're looking for a different location. So we can hear each other talk. Okay, thank you, guys.
India, I'm going to co-facilitate with Tyler. And Tyler, you want to take introductions and kind of getting this thing rolling?
Yeah, so before we begin the actual process, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. We use a process here called the consensus decision making. It's being used in every occupation around the country right now.
To a point where we all agree automatically we can listen
When we discuss processes, it's better to kind of make sure.
Leader, and I was just passing by and saw you guys.
Thank you for coming.
Well, now we all know why we're here, and kind of know each other's names, which rocks. I'd like to start off on our agenda.
I'm turned off names and I'm keeping stacks, so if I look at you really confused and you can just raise your hand.
Perhaps I like the idea of a small working group working it out, but I also like the idea that should be ratified by everyone. So what if we just did that and then we bring it back to the General Assembly, and then if it's not good, go back and hash it out some more.
Any further points about the mission statement? Or can we take a temperature check on Mike's idea?
I think in the end.
I actually do feel like we should have a nightly check-in about the mission statement, since it is such a big and such an important issue, and it is so broad and all-encompassing that, we should check in nightly about it and see how people are feeling.
But how did you feel? How did you feel in relation to Mike's idea?
I totally agree wholeheartedly with Mike.
So the
David?
Just real quick, I think, all this is good about, checking in and everybody participating. I think we also need to think about expediency to get this statement signed and get read as quickly as possible.
That's what one of the, that's...
No, the sky is green. No, the sky's blue. Okay, then we continue. It's not like a, have to pick on.
glad she stayed with us. I'll bring my dog.
We've got donations from these lovely people. So this is just great.
Yeah, we need something that we gotta go out
I'll talk to you when you're done filming.
She thinks she's I go right there, she's
Go.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey!
How are y'all doing? I just wanted to say a few words that I wrote down while I was at work, thinking about wanting to be out here all day. When I discuss the actions of myself and my brothers and sisters, the 99% occupying the cities around the world, with my other siblings that are reluctant to support the cause, I'm frequently asked, what do you want? What are you fighting for? Knowing that in the case of the 99%, that this question follows with a lengthy response. I usually choose one item from the long and expanding list of grievances and explain our position from there. But this method only paints an incomplete picture of what we would like to accomplish. So I have recently started to provide another objective for my hesitant brethren. I tell them that we, the 99%, are standing up in solidarity for the things promised to all of us that have not been delivered. Not only have these promises not been kept, we don't see them actualizing anytime in the future. In fact, what we do see is more promises being broken, to such an extent that we don't see any promise at all for the future if we continue on our current path. But what are these promises? Here in the United States, we are bombarded with promises as soon as we can understand them. We are promised a country of freedom. Freedom of religion, freedom to assemble, freedom to speak, freedom of press. We are promised a country where chasing your dreams is possible. We are promised a country of equality. We are promised justice. We are promised a country of impeccable moral character. We are promised a country of abundance. We are promised a country with excellent education. We are promised a country that cares for and protects its people. We are promised a country of opportunity and possibility. We are promised a bright future. We are promised so much, but none of these promises have come to fruition. Instead of freedom of religion, we live in a country where our Pledge of Allegiance and all of our money references the Christian God. Instead of freedom of assembly, 700 plus of our brothers and sisters in New York are arrested during a peaceful protest. Instead of freedom of speech and press, we live in a country where there are initiatives to undermine our freedom on the internet, the last place where we truly have free speech and press. We live in a country where chasing a dream most likely leads to a life of stress and struggle, and never seeing that dream come true. Instead of equality, we live in a country where there are so many prejudices, so much discrimination in everything we do that no one in their right mind would utter that the U.S. is an equal place. Instead of tolerance, we live in a country of forced conformity. Instead of morality, we live in a country that has its hands in more dirty, dishonest, underhanded ventures than they do not. Instead of top-tier education, we live in a country that only educates to perpetuate the current broken system. Instead of care and protection, we live in a country where we fear our so-called protectors. And instead of opportunity, we have to do what we can to survive. Instead of a bright future, all we can see is a cycle of the many mistakes of the past spiraling out of control until there is nothing. Well, I, for one, am tired of broken promises. And these promises are being broken all over the world, not just here. Well, the time to stand up is now, and I'm glad everyone is out here. And I believe, as well as all of you, will stand up with our brothers and sisters until the end. Until we can see the future that we were promised. We are the 99%. We are strong, and we will be heard. Thank you.
First time. Hear me? I'm glad I have this opportunity. I wanted you to know something. Your efforts are not going unnoticed. I live in Georgetown. I had a meeting tonight. I'm a little bit of a spy and an insider. I watched two appointed officials discuss Occupy Lexington. One was speaking in favor, one was speaking opposed, but let me tell you something, they were both nervous. They are nervous that this is going to spread. They are nervous that it's going to appear in Georgetown. They want their little community to stay safe. They will be heard. You will be heard. We will prevail. We will not forget. We will not forgive. put that on YouTube.
Put it on there.
Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Occupy! Lexington! Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!